Well, good afternoon, everyone. Just like in church, 2 o'clock, going to start on time. Want to get started on the launch of our age-friendly business initiative here in the town of Clarenville. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Leo Van Ale, and I'm going to be your MC for the event as the Vice Chair of Random Age-Friendly Communities Board. I would just have a few opening comments in the interest of time and to keep things on track with our agenda. I want to welcome you all to this launch of this new and exciting initiative that you'll hear more about later when Board Chair Larry Reid provides an overview of this model. And a very special welcome is extended to the Honourable Ministers, John Abbott, Krista Lynn Howell, as well as our own MHA, Lloyd Parrott. Not so honourable. Not so honourable.
It depends on the day.
I would better sign after.
Busy opposition over here.
And Deputy Mayor Paul Tilley. Mayor Pickett was going to be here this afternoon, but I think his wife might have COVID, so in the interest of safety, John has chosen to stay home. And I'll, of course, be inviting the ministers and our MHA to speak, as well as Deputy Mayor a little later. I certainly want to acknowledge the presence of some of the councillors from the town of Clarenville. Henry Kiley is the Director of the Aging and Seniors Division, who works in Minister Abbott's department. So welcome, Henry. Robert Rogers, President of the Newfoundland Labrador Federation, 50-plus clubs, and I would say, Robert, you have about 7,000 members in this province, and about over 130 clubs. So you're here really to listen to what's going to happen, and because it is in the interest of seniors. I also want to welcome Lily Mulroney from the Chamber of Commerce out in Placentia. And Placentia has been, of course, one of the leaders in this province in the age-friendly movement. Bridget Baker from the Clarenville and area age-friendly 50-plus club, the newest club in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador here in Clarenville. Lloyd Dalton from the New Horizons 50-plus club in Hillview. We have some board members from the Random Age Communities Board, and of course some of our volunteers for our age-friendly transportation service, commonly known as CREST. So thank you, every one of you, for taking the time to be here today. As I said earlier, it's a very significant time in the history of the age-friendly communities movement in our town, as well, of course, in our province. And just by way of background, for those who may not be aware, it was just 15 years ago, in June of 2007, when Clarenville became one of the 10 communities in Canada to be awarded a pilot project under the age-friendly rural and remote communities. Canada and other countries just around the world embraced the age-friendly cities concept that was developed by the World Health Organization. Aging populations were the driving force to create a framework to address the changing needs of people as they age. Since Canada's aging population also lived in many smaller communities, just like the town of Clarenville, the federal government wanted to test out and see how the cities model would work in towns with populations of 5,000 and less. The town of Clarenville was certainly blessed to be selected as one of the 10 communities in our province. A committee structure was put in place by the then Mayor Fred Best, and that's when Random Age-Friendly Communities Board came into being. The work carried out on this project and experience gained have been shared with other communities in the province and right across Canada. And certainly that gives us the right to call Clarenville as the birthplace of the age-friendly communities movement in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. Many milestones have been achieved in our age-friendly journey. The second phase of the Age-Friendly Communities movement now is the Age-Friendly Business Initiative. I will now ask Larry to play a short video. After I will invite the speakers on our agenda to come forward and bring greetings. And before I do that, Larry, I missed the part about pointing out the washrooms for any, and if you may need to go to the washrooms right around the corner, and also put your phones on mute, so there's no interruption. So Larry, do you want to
Thank you.
proceed?
Yeah, I'll stay here.
Sure.
Operate the technology. Anyway, I'd like to certainly thank Paul Tilley, who was instrumental in developing this video for us. It's a short video, and what we're trying to do is encourage businesses to become part of this age-friendly recognition program that we have. And we're hoping, our goal is down the road in the next couple of years to have the majority of businesses in Clarenville area in particular be involved in this program. So keep in mind when you see this video, are you able to see that from there?
Yeah.
These are real people, they're not actors, so keep that in mind.
Especially the first guy.
Yeah.
The Random Age-Friendly Communities organization has been making Clarenville age-friendly since 2007. We are very excited about the launch of the Age-Friendly Business Program in the Clarenville region. This program is the first of its kind in Newfoundland and Labrador, and we are thrilled that 10 local businesses will be participating in our initial pilot. What does becoming age-friendly mean for your business? Statistics in Clarenville indicate that the number of older adults continues to rise, with an increase of over 37% in the past 5 years. This silver economy constitutes approximately 50% of consumer spending. Businesses who value older adults will benefit greatly from this. I would like to invite you to be part of the Age-Friendly Business Recognition Program by making simple, low-cost changes you can make your business more accessible to your customers and increase your customer base.
We retired a number of years ago, and we were looking for a place to relocate back to the island. So we chose Clarenville mainly because it did have senior housing that was available, and plus it had all the other amenities that we would be looking to enjoy. We look for stores that have easy access, nice cart retrieval, and nice wide aisles in your store so that you stop it every 2 seconds to allow other shoppers to go by. And most of the stores here, the majority, have nice, friendly, courteous employees that are very helpful for seniors and what they're looking for, and it's also a big asset to the employer itself.
The board and the management of the co-op decided that we needed to do renovations. So as we were developing those plans, a couple of things that we really put special attention to was the width of the aisles. So we made sure that we built the shelving around our pillars so that the pillars were not in the aisles that would obstruct traffic and forcing people to maneuver carts around it. The other aspect that we wanted to put particular emphasis on was the lighting within the store. And we wanted the store to be bright, attractive, and just easy for people to see things and find things that they were looking for. So
we shop here at the co-op, and we're very happy when the co-op did the renovation to the front of the store. They took out the sidewalk and they put it all level, and we can come and take our cart when we're going out. We take our cart out with our groceries. It's level.
The town of Clarenville is very pleased that Random Age-Friendly Communities has launched this new age-friendly business initiative. Our town has been striving to make our community more age-friendly since 2007. This is another step in making this a reality. As mayor, I look forward to working with all our council to having all businesses receive their age-friendly designation.
You built it with keep in mind that there's a large seniors population, and that everything had to be wheelchair accessible.
Here at Healthy Choice Pharmacy, we've put a lot of thought into the patient care of our seniors in this community. We put in wheelchair accessible doors and doorways, and from a pharmacy service perspective, we've done a lot of things to help support our seniors. We blister pack medications. We make sure we go over the instructions with every patient who has a prescription. We view our seniors as extremely important people. If we're lucky, hopefully we'll have the privilege of becoming a senior one day ourselves.
Seniors have an important role in our community, have for a long time. We here at Clarenville take great pride in that. A lot of our customers are seniors. We enjoy dealing with them on a daily basis. And for that, we have done lots of things around here to make sure that when they come into this business, everything's there for their needs and wants. From wheelchair acceptable access to upstairs, to oversized doors, and not only that, just the willingness of all our staff to give them the extra attention to detail that they deserve.
All of our equipment is mobile, so I can pack things up and go and do testing on someone in a long-term care facility.
So the majority of my clients are seniors, and I want to be able to help them to live longer, happier, healthier, fuller lives.
It's important that the businesses in Clarenville become involved in the Age-Friendly Business Recognition Program. Over the next year, Random Age-Friendly Communities will be assessing the 10 businesses that are participating in the pilot program. We are available to help you complete your assessment and work towards your age-friendly designation. Additional information can be obtained by going to the randomagefriendly.com website.
Well, what do you think? Great video, great message to the business community. Thank you very much, Paul Tilley, for putting this together for us. I now invite Minister Abbott to come forth and bring us some greetings. And before doing that, I want to present you, we'll come out here, I guess, with our Age-Friendly Communities booklet. Tells the whole story, a whole lot of pictures, so it's going to be a great pleasure to present this to you.
Absolutely.
I think there's a picture or two on today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Podium is yours.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for coming out and to hear a few things I might have to add to this event today. First and foremost, certainly congratulations on the video. It's excellent. Hopefully you'll put that up on YouTube so others can access it and learn from it. And I think it's demonstrated by the people that interviewed in the video that when we talk about age-friendly, we're not talking necessarily rocket science here. We are talking some very fundamental service principles to make sure customers, clients, patients, and family and friends are treated with respect and meeting them where they are in terms of accessing services in any community. And Clarenville has demonstrated yet again its leadership in this facet of age-friendly communities. So again, congratulations, Larry, and to your team, and to the sponsorship by the town council. So Deputy Mayor Paul Tilley, thank you again, and please pass along my greetings and respect to the Mayor as well. He's not able to make it here today. I'm here also with my colleague, Crystal Howell, and she's going to speak as well. And as a government, we are focused on how we improve and work with our municipal governments. And I'm a firm believer that our municipal governments can lead many of the changes that we need to make in this province when it comes to government service delivery and leading the way and showing the provincial government how things can actually get done. And Crystal and I do work closely together on many files, and this is just one of them. Also, we wanted to recognize Leo Linnell, and Leo, who've gotten to know well over the past year and even before this. He's also on our Provincial Advisory Council for Aging and Seniors. And I know at the last meeting of the council, age-friendly was the theme, and I think there's some recommendations coming forward to me to shepherd them in government and across the province. And the fact that we're aligned, I think makes eminent sense, but also will allow us to move things further and faster when it comes to being age-friendly. Some of the statistics I have here, you've already heard, both in what Leo mentioned and in the video. But as we know, we are aging as a province. And if we don't address the needs and wants of our citizens as we age, and I include myself in that, then there's certainly a missed opportunity. And one of the other things that I'm involved in, and we'll be announcing shortly, we just put in some new accessibility legislation, and it runs the gamut. Now, most people think it's for dealing with persons with disabilities, but actually it's dealing with all aspects of accessibility, whether it's a person with a disability, whether it's issues around speech, whether it's issues around vision or mobility, and of course seniors will fall into that category. So we'll be announcing very shortly under the legislation a new Accessibility Standards Advisory Board, and it will look at things like how we make our businesses and service industry more accessible. So this piece of work here will actually feed into the work that they will be doing, and again allow us to move along faster in this province, because we really don't have much time left to really make our communities and our province that much more accessible. And the other thing that I wanted to just talk about is the fact that when we look at our demographics, we know we have to address the issues around age-friendly. And so the question needs to be asked, what can we do as individuals and as communities to support healthy aging? Again, Clarenville, through the age-friendly community effort and initiative, has taken the lead and has recognized and has taken hold of the whole concept. And to age in place, whether it's in your home or certainly within your community, we need better access to the information that will support us. And I really appreciated the video when the individual who came back from living outside the province and moved to Clarenville. Why? Obviously, they thought about why they wanted to move to Clarenville. And I thought the fact that they recognized that the services were more accessible, the housing was more accessible. And that's a key feature of any community if they want to keep the citizens within their community and to grow. So one of the other responsibilities I have is as Minister of the Newfoundland and Labrador Housing Corporation. So we're looking at what we need to do as a province, working with the federal government to enhance affordable housing for seniors across the province. And communities like Clarenville certainly will play a part in that. But we need to rely on the business community, the private sector in particular, who provide most of the services that we use day in and day out. And those businesses really do make up a significant pillar of a healthy and age-friendly community. So what are some of the principles of age-friendly businesses? They include recognizing the value of a multi-generational workforce free of ageism and discrimination. Again, we need to make sure that seniors feel comfortable actually working in businesses, and age should not be a factor. We need to commit to lifelong learning. That includes opportunities for intergenerational mentoring. Again, something that's very important. And we need to support employees who are balancing work and caregiving commitments. And we just had a conversation about that, just very recently in our workplace, where we have people who are in the 40 to 60 years age. They're raising children, they're raising teenagers, they're raising young adults at university or college, and at the same time responsible and working with and supporting their parents and aging relatives and to supporting them. So we need, the workplace needs to support the those individuals, and that's, again, an element of being age-friendly. And from a customer perspective, an age-friendly business has, as mentioned in the video, wider aisles, clear signage, how important that is, places to rest, and helpful staff. And customers want a business to think and deliberately to promote and practice safety, comfort, visibility, and respect. And for example, an age-friendly supermarket may provide smaller portion sizes for certainly the individual seniors who are living on their own. Or an age-friendly department store may have power points where an individual can charge their mobility scooters, or for many of us, or even our cell phones. So a business that is comfortable and accessible for seniors is also comfortable and accessible for parents with children and strollers, people with visible and invisible disabilities, and for all of us. So it can work by investing in some of these features. It can work for all of us. Now, one of the things I wanted to mention specifically here today as well, as a government, we know that sometimes there are costs associated with making these kinds of changes, and that is why in Budget 2022, which was just passed there earlier this month, we are investing $95,000 in the Age-Friendly Newfoundland and Labrador Communities Program. And today I'm pleased to announce that the call for applications for this year's Age-Friendly Newfoundland and Labrador Communities Program is now open, so as of this minute, and until October 14, 2022, so the fall. So it gives communities and towns an opportunity over the summer to consider what they would like to do and how they would like to apply. And a large part of these grants is really just to get the communities thinking about it and planning for the future. And the program provides funding to incorporated municipalities, as I said, local service districts, and Indigenous governments and communities who want to start or continue the process of becoming more age-friendly. And then $10,000 is available to any community that wants to establish an age-friendly community committee, complete a needs assessment, which is critical, and develop an age-friendly action plan, all of which Clarenville certainly has excelled in. And for communities that have completed this process, the program also provides funding to support activities, programs, and/or infrastructure identified in their action plan that supports the goal of making their community more inclusive. And applicants can also choose to partner with other municipalities, and we certainly encourage that, and/or other community organizations to take a regional approach. In that case, the grant then would go up to $15,000. We know about Clarenville and the work you're doing through the Age-Friendly Communities Board. We also just wanted to flag some of the other communities that have availed of our program in the recent past. So we had the town of Humber Arm South. They had an age-friendly needs assessment and action plan developed under their funding last year. The town of Hermitage, Sandyville for their age-friendly coast of bays. We had the town of Lawn for an age-friendly needs assessment. Town of Fogo Island for inclusive spaces, make happy faces, making changes in our park. In Placentia, we had the Placentia Area Chamber of Commerce, the town of Placentia to continue their Bridging Generations program, and the town of St. Lawrence to complete their Cape Chapeau Rouge walking and hiking trail, and town of Sumford to continue Active for Life. And I was there last summer, get a presentation from them, and it's very, very vibrant and very active community. And the town of Point Lance for active seniors. So you give an idea of the kinds of things that are happening across the province. So there's not one program or one approach fits all, but I think everybody certainly can learn from each other. And mainly because they are focused on advancing their age-friendliness through their various initiatives and proposals. So I want to encourage all eligible communities and some of the others that are represented here today and regions throughout the province to take the time to learn more about the many benefits of becoming an age-friendly community and certainly apply in our office. And Henry Colley is here, and others back in St. John's can help those fill out those applications. And obviously you can come to our department's website. So let me close by first thanking everybody for the invitation. Glad to be here with Crystal Lynn, certainly my colleague in the House, Lloyd Parrott, and we get to see each other across the aisle, as they say. But we, believe it or not, we do have lots of side conversations, and certainly appreciate working with Lloyd in the House. And I know he's a strong supporter of these types of initiatives. And the Random Age-Friendly Communities Board for sticking with this. It's a volunteer activity. There's no doubt in my mind you're committed, but I know the fact that you can produce what you have here really encourages others to continue on in your footsteps, but also to show leadership across the province. So I'm confident that the Age-Friendly Business Initiative, which you're really launching here today, will be an effective model for other communities and businesses across the province. And again, I want to congratulate you for that. So thank you, folks, and Larry and everybody else, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Well, thank you very much, Minister Abbott, for your comments and your kind words. We really appreciate it from the board level. It is really truly fitting that you would come to Clarenville to make this announcement this afternoon with regard to the 2022-23 Age-Friendly Newfoundland Labrador program. So it's great that you could come, so thank you very much. I just want to reassure you as well that the communities that apply under this program, they can always feel that they can call upon us. We have the knowledge to share with them the experience. We've been into this initiative since 2007, so I think we've learned a thing or two over the course of time. So Henry is down in the back there. You pretty much know that. If they got some inquiries, please ask them to reach out to us. Larry and I will certainly be able to help them. Well, just following on the agenda here now, it is also my honor and privilege to introduce Minister Crystal Lynn Howell. She is the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Public Affairs? Provincial. Provincial Affairs. So please welcome Minister Howell.
Thank you, Mr. Brownell. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here, and I'm so pleased to join Minister Abbott for this announcement. And MHA Parrott, who was a little bit more smiley there today than he was the last day I've seen him in the House of Assembly. But I think we're all a little more smiley when we get to be in our district and get to see the great things that are happening in our community. So good to see you again today, sir, as well as Deputy Mayor. Thank you so much for joining us for the launch of the first age-friendly business recognition program developed by the Random Age-Friendly Communities Organization. This is a great opportunity to learn more about the program and how it benefits businesses, and then by extension, it benefits all residents in our communities. I say it time and time again that our most valuable asset is our people. And this program is giving 10 businesses in Clarenville the opportunity to develop ways to serve its people even better and to enhance the customer experiences, especially for older customers. An age-friendly community promotes good health, wellness, and safety, and it instills a stronger community connection. And in my past life, I was a registered nurse before I got into this racket, and I can appreciate how those things matter to residents, as you know, they deal with the physiological changes that come with the golden years. So the things that matter to you are now becoming evident to business operators. So that's certainly important to ease the accessibility and how you feel you can live in those spaces. And from my time in municipal government, I certainly know how residents and businesses can make such a tremendous contribution to their communities. And the town of Clarenville has very much to be proud of. They've done some very impressive work with the help of organizations such as this, who've been working very hard at fine-tuning this program and ensuring that it's something that will be mutually beneficial to older adults as well as all residents and to the businesses that are selected to be part of it. So, conducting the assessments to determine how a business can make their operation more age-friendly will certainly have a long-lasting impact on the customer, the business, the owner, and everybody's experience as they go throughout those businesses. I commend you on your ingenuity to make your community stronger, and how you all strive to create spaces for individuals of all ages and all abilities. Engaging with the business community is certainly a sound approach to bring positive changes to Clarenville and area and to the businesses around. You know, in my former role as mayor, if you didn't get the business community, if you wanted it to really work, you got the business community on board, because they're the people, the movers and the shakers, that can make these things happen. So hats off to you for engaging them. It's actions like this and activities like this that enhance the lives of residents, in this case of the older population, but it builds a strong community all around. Regardless of our age or our ability, we all want to enjoy good customer services, good customer experiences in our businesses, and live that happy lives in our communities. An age-friendly community assessment will help municipal councils and planners decide how they can provide certain support in municipal buildings and in the activities that they engage with through recreation programs or however they service the community. It's certainly a benefit to them. So thank you so much to the town, to this organization, and to the businesses for your participation. Thank you for the leadership that you've shown in the province, as we all understand our communities are aging, and we work towards age-friendly communities all across Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Minister Hall. This is really for your kind words and your words of encouragement to other communities to adapt the age-friendly communities models. Hopefully you can inspire, you know, municipalities right across this province, because,
I got a note written right here for Randy. Can we send this circular to municipalities to make sure everybody is aware of the age-friendly funding opportunities?
Oh, wow, what do you think of that? Because I don't think there's any other single initiative that addresses the needs of an aging population than the age-friendly communities model.
Absolutely.
I've been an ambassador for the program for the last 15 years, and I really know it works. If it can work in other communities and right across Canada, right across the world, why couldn't it work right here in our own home province? So I'm counting on you, really, and holding you to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much. It's now my pleasure to introduce our own MHA, Lloyd Hall, please. Lloyd, come forward.
My piece of paper is way small.
That'll mean you got fewer words.
No, you don't. First, I'd like to bring regrets on behalf of Craig Priddy at MHA for Bonavista Vista. Craig is home recovering from illness, and he wished that he could be here today, and he couldn't, so I pass along his regrets. Mr. Howell, Mr. Abbott, certainly Larry and Leo, and Robert Rogers, everyone who's invited here today, and specifically the business community and the volunteers that make this type of thing happen. It's my absolute pleasure to be here. When I walked in today and I sat next down to Larry, I looked at him and I said, we're very lucky to have someone like Minister Abbott in this position. That was my very first words I said to him. It's true. And well, we banter back and forth across the floor all the time. He's right. When we walk across and we talk about things like this and ways to find solutions. And you know, my job is much different than theirs. And I would say, by the mere fact that Mr. Howell said that I'm happier here today, that'll lead you to believe I do my job when I'm in there. But they do theirs also, and this is proof of that. Not just the town of Clarenville, but the entire district of Terranova should be extremely happy and proud of not just this initiative, but specifically what Random Age Friendly Group does for everyone, because Clarenville is such a catchment area for our entire district. And I normally don't like to single people out, but I'm going to single out 3 individuals just because everyone knows who they are. Robert Rogers, certainly Larry Reed, and Leo Bonnell. They bring not just seniors, but they bring businesses together to do things like this. And this doesn't happen without volunteers. And when I say volunteers, I'm not just talking about the volunteers that put the hard work into making this happen. The businesses that are involved in this initiative, they're volunteers also. They're not being forced to do this. They're volunteering to do it. And most of them aren't volunteering because they see a benefit at the end of it. They're volunteering because they care about the communities they work in, and they understand what they can do for seniors and other individuals that live here. And I myself, you know, I'm not a senior. I turned 50 this year, so I can join Robert will be happy to hear that I can go to join a 50s plus group now. But all of that aside, I think most people know that while I don't look like an individual who has a disability, I do. I'm an trucks and pushing stuff and different things, and it's kind of funny when they mentioned about the co-op. That sticks out to me because when all of that happened, I immediately recognized it, and it makes a big difference. So I will say thank you to government for coming here. There's no better place to make an announcement like this, and I would argue that there's no better place to be a senior in Newfoundland and Labrador than right here in Clarenville, and that is. But I will leave you with one challenge. If you want to make places like Clarenville or any other community that they mentioned more accessible, the one struggle that not just seniors, but everyone in this province is facing right now is healthcare, and we need to do something for our seniors with regards to healthcare.
Thank you very much, Lloyd. It's always a pleasure to have you come and speak to, whether it's this group or Rotary or Chamber of Commerce. You always articulate the needs very, very well for your district. So you're a good ambassador. Thank you very much. I will now call, in the absence of Mayor John Pickett, I think Paul Tilley, Deputy Mayor, is going to come and bring greetings.
Thank you, Liam. I don't mean to be backhand, everyone. Welcome to Clarenville. All of it, and anyone who's here, who's not here, from Clarenville. Innovative volunteers, that's what this comes down to. Volunteers in business, and volunteers who make these things happen. Okay? And Clarenville has a lot of innovative volunteers, and I thank all of them, including Larry, who had his birthday yesterday.
Yes.
He's just a young fellow. Councillor Strobridge, Dee and I, not only do we work together, we're on council together. And this morning we had the college's graduation. And we saw a whole bunch of young people start their careers in life. And, you know, they're going to be the replacements for all of us. They're going to be the replacements for all of us. And really that is, as Mr. Abbott mentioned, about the continuum of service. We really got this, it's age-friendly, but it's age-friendly across the board. And it makes sense for business, because as business attracts more people in, because they're more age-friendly, it has a bottom line effect. So, and Larry in the video mentioned the silver economy. You know, you think about the portion of the population now that is over 50.
Or 70.
Or 70, one not included. You know, that's the people with the dollars, and those are the people that are spending the money, and those are the people who will help support the economy going forward. So, you know, we do really stand on the shoulders of giants, literally, in this type of thing. As I say, Dee and I are both on the communications and economic development committee, and really it's all about attraction and retention. We got to get people here, and we got to get them to stay here. And really, these initiatives are exactly the things that we need for attraction and retention. So those are my words. And again, I want to thank all of the volunteers. Mayor Pickett has sent along some remarks, and I will read you his remarks right now. Thank you, Leo. Honorable Mr. Abbott, Honorable Ms. Howell, Mr. Parrott, Chamber of Commerce President Ms. Reed, Rand Mage Friendly Chairman Mr. Reed, council colleagues, members of the Random Age Friendly, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed my pleasure as the mayor, speaking for John, to welcome all of you here today. This event, the town takes another step towards becoming the best age-friendly town in Canada. As you know, Clarenville was selected to become an age-friendly town in 2007, and since that time, 15 years has gone by, with a tremendous number of exceptional volunteers, has undertaken numerous projects, including the CREST bus. If you haven't had an opportunity to take the CREST bus yet, I recommend that you do it. That have really this major goal of making the town more attractive. Today, we're extremely pleased that the provincial government has selected the town to take its next step and launch the Age-Friendly Business Recognition Program. We all know by now the benefits of the program have for our town, and what it has for our town and the entire business community. I'm sure, as mayor, I can speak to all council, speak on behalf of all council, as we offer full support of this initiative. We look forward to working with the Random Age Friendly Association and the entire business community to help bring the town even greater heights in achieving the ultimate goal of being known as the best age-friendly town in the world. So that's Mr. Mayor's comments. Thank
have already recognized the value of the Age-Friendly Communities Board. And I would say that you're probably the only council in the province that provides a line item in its budget for funding to help with our various activities going forward. So again, thank you, Paul, and to Mayor John for your message and the inspiration to carry on for all of us who volunteer on this initiative. I'm now going to ask Board Chair Larry Reid to lead us through the model. You ready, Larry?
I am.
Good, sir.
Good afternoon again. I'm going to sit here and operate this technology, so hopefully everybody can hear me in the back. All of our business now have a copy of the age-friendly model that we just got off the press yesterday, and so over the next little while we'll be certainly working with them and developing certainly the criteria around that for them too as well. So anyway, I have a little slide presentation. So our application was accepted to develop an age-friendly business initiative in the Clarenville region about 6 months ago. And at that time, we established a committee. And our committee consists of Leo Bonnell, Pat Allison, John Pickett, Brenda Reed, and myself. So what we did initially was to research age-friendly business models throughout other countries and other provinces. It's very popular in Alberta, for instance, and also in Ontario, and currently in Ireland. They have a huge initiative over there too as well. And basically we developed our video around their video. They had a video too, so they wanted to have a video, so we had to have a video. Anyway, so coming out of that, when we did our research, we in fact then looked at developing our model, which we in fact have done, and this is it, and you'll get the chance to have a look at it. It's the first of its kind in Newfoundland, and it will be available to all the business and organizations in the Clarenville region. So the official launch today, so once we get this underway today, then we will be out there marketing this and putting it on our website. We'll have the video up there as well. So we're trying to encourage, as I said before, all of the businesses in the region to participate in this particular initiative. Our randomagefriendly.com website is where all this information is, and you'll see all the information about the CREST Plus and everything else that's going on with us. So what is an age-friendly community? Some of the people that spoke earlier talked about some of these things, but it's based upon the 8 principles of the World Health Organization. And it includes outdoor spaces and buildings, social participation, civic participation and employment, transportation, respect and social inclusion, housing, communications and information, and community sport and healthcare services. In 2007, and this, almost everybody mentioned this, so I'll be repetitious here, we were identified as one of the 10 communities in rural and remote communities in Canada to develop a model for our community. And as Leo said, we've been on the go for 15 years, and initially, you know, the first question we asked ourselves when we sat down to the initial meeting, well, what is age-friendly? You know, well, how do we go about doing this? So we've done a lot of things over the years. Computers for seniors, we've had over 13 classes. We've had over 250 seniors who are now on the World Wide Web out there sending photos to their grandchildren and all this kind of stuff. So that's all a part of the communication process. We've done information sessions for seniors on various things around healthcare, insurance, and stuff like that. And we've had 7 seniors fairs. And only COVID have stopped us from having those, and we'll be back online again in October again this year, hopefully. We're very big on the CREST Plus and the transportation for older adults, and those with mobility issues. And a number of people mentioned this too as well. And almost 40% of our traffic on the CREST Bus are individuals with mobility issues. And in Clarenville, we're the only game in town that actually can help them to get out and socialize, get to their doctor's appointments, get to their pharmacists. And so we're thrilled with that. And just to let you know, and I've done this presentation before, but right now I kept track of the hours when we started the CREST project, and we put in the volunteers, 80 plus, and put in over 75,000 hours into that project since then. So thank you out there. We've done a couple of studies on rural transportation needs for Clarenville in particular. The first one, which was the transportation for rural Newfoundland, and that the CREST bus operation came out of that. So why have an age-friendly community? A number of people have mentioned some statistics here, and I'll give you a few more. But in 2016, the number of older adults in Canada, 65 and greater, was greater than those under the age of 15. That's the first time that's ever happened in Canada, in our history. Our life expectancy rates are going up. Men now reach the ripe old age of 80, and women 84. The percentage of the population of Canada, 65 plus, is currently 19%. That's an increase of 2.1% since 2016. Clarenville, on the other hand, the population 65 plus in our area has increased by 37% and is now at 22.7%. So in the last 5 years, it's increased by 37%. So a larger number of individuals, older adults, are moving into our community. And 2021, in the statistics, latest census, the number of people between 65 and greater was greater than those between the ages of 0 to 19. And that's the first time in our town that that's occurred in our history. So we're moving into an older adult population, so consequently it's important for businesses to look at these factors and factor that into their operation. So why have an age-friendly business? Many of them have talked about some of the aspects of what that constitutes. Well, today's older adults are huge consumers. They are active and well, they live longer and they're healthier. They are sophisticated consumers. They research products and services. Now that they're all on the internet, you can do that very easily. Get on your phone, get on your iPad, get on whatever, and you can go out there and search for these products and search for the services. And you can get, competitive prices and things like this. And, one time I remember when my kids started buying on the internet, I was saying, well, I'm not sure about that, And a lot of seniors, are certainly concerned about the safety of their credit card and things. But now everybody's doing it. I mean, Amazon is growing by leaps and bounds. I mean, it's unbelievable. So, people are out there and the older adults are doing that. So in order for business to be competitive, it's important for you to look at these kind of things. Older adults are loyal customers, and they expect personalized attention. They contribute to our town, and many have talked about this too, their expertise, their life experiences, and volunteerism. As I said to you, without the volunteers, the 80-plus volunteers that we have on the CREST bus, we would not be able to put that operation on. They have more disposable income. And, as you get older, you don't spend the things on the toys that you used to, but you buy other services. You buy other things and stuff like that. They have varied taste, interests, and preferences. And if they have an enjoyable experience at a business, generally that translates into repeat business. So if you go to an organization and maybe you're paying more money for that particular service or product, but because you had a great experience with the people that own it, then you're more likely to come back. So as I said to you, we've developed this particular model. And there's 5 general categories. The first one is accessibility. And the minister talked about accessibility and the importance of that in communities. And I'm not going to go through all the 51 criteria, but it's included in the model. So we have comfort, visibility and sound, customer service, and we put in a category there called additional considerations. While we will not be weighing these particular aspects, we will in fact be giving feedback to the business about this and encouraging them to consider some of these things. So all in all, in our assessments tool, there are 51 criteria. So we'll be assessing these on the scale of, and some of these things will not apply. For instance, a grocery store will be a little different operation than an accounting firm, for instance. So consequently, having wider aisles is probably not important to an accounting firm. Or smaller portions of food. So some of these areas may not apply, so we will certainly not be assessing them as it relates to that. So the categories are 4 for excellent, 3 for good, and 1 needs improvement. So in accessibility, for instance, we've been looking at, and some people mentioned this already, stairways have sturdy handrails, elevators and chair lifts are available, if a business had multiple levels. Parking lots have handicap parking, washrooms are handicap accessible, and I don't know how we stop other people from parking in the handicap parking, but you know, it's a huge problem in Claremont. The other area is comfort. So a place to sit, and somebody mentioned this, while you're waiting for service. Chairs have to be sturdy and stable. Smaller shopping carts are available. And it's important, you know, and looking at the co-op, I mean, they have these smaller carts, and, you know, people can maneuver these around, and Clyde was down there maneuvering that one around in the video, right? So, you know, so these things are important to these people. Visibility and sound. Background music is not too loud. Signage has good contrast, and somebody mentioned this before. Wording is easy to follow. Printed material should have readable font of at least 12. Customer service, phone service has easy to follow menus. And we've all phoned, you know, I'm sure, somebody and gotten bogged down in a menu and could never get out, you know. Anyway, how many people are phoning back? Staff members greet your customers. That's very important. Service desk is easy to find. Home delivery service is available if that's applicable to your business. And some of the additional considerations would be providing workplace programs and strategies for older workers. And that was mentioned as well. Hiring staff during the senior age range. Because, you know, people are older, it doesn't mean that they're no longer valued or can contribute to an organization. They certainly have a lot of expertise and life experience, as we said. So, how's this process going to work? Well, first of all, we've already contacted 10 businesses that have signed up here, and I'll mention those in a moment. But basically what we're going to do is go in and talk to them about the model and schedule a date when we can come in and evaluate the business. Once we do that, we'll come in with a team of 2 or 3 and go through the criteria. We'll evaluate that and give you a score. We're very optimistic that most of the organizations that are selected would in fact score greater than 80%. And that's one of the reasons why we selected you. Anyway, we want to have success with this program. So once we do that, we'll then develop a report card, as we're calling it. We'll prepare that and go in and talk to you about, you know, some issues that we think should, you know, be considered to be improved. We'll review that list with you, and if in fact you achieve the 80%, which we're confident that you will, we'll award you a certificate and a decal. So this is the decal that you see, and we have these already printed up. We have 100 printed up, so we're very optimistic. And so you'll get this decal and certificate to put on your front door, saying that you're an age-friendly business. And what we'll do then is publish your success. We'll put it on our randomagefriendly.com website. We're going to post it on the town's, or Paul's website, our town. And we're going to post it on the chamber site, and obviously you want it on your business website as well. So we're scheduled to complete this in May of 2023. So we've given ourselves a year to conduct this because we want to work around your schedules. We know you're busy, and we're hoping to have all this done before next May. So then where do we go from here? So we're doing 10 right now to test this particular model. Once we do that, we'll have what we're calling a self-assessment tool on our website. So we'll invite businesses to go in and do a self-assessment. So rather than us coming in and checking out the criteria, we'd have the other business going in and doing it themselves. So once they do that, and they're confident that they're going to make the grade, then we'll go in and verify the information, and again award the decal and the certificate and to that particular company. So as I said before, we're hoping that over the next couple of years we'll have the majority of the business here in Clarenville on board. So these are our pilot participants, and I'll ask you to stand up if you would, so that we can recognize who you are. Unfortunately, Junior couldn't be here today. He had to fly to Halifax this morning for a meeting, but Clarenville Ford is on board. Is Bonita here? Yes, she is. She's Clarenville in. Stay standing there, Bonita, if you wouldn't mind. You and sitting on that chair. Brittany Green, is Brittany here?
Brittany just left.
Oh, just left. Okay. Unfortunately, some of these businesses had to work. Yeah. Sound Hopkins, very right. Healthy Choice Pharmacy, we have Todd here, and Bernie, and Tanya. We have Sean here, Sean Parsons with the Newfoundland Credit Union. the site today and she couldn't leave, you know. Barbara Gooby is here, I think, with the paint shop. And the East Coast Eye Care, they're on board too as well. Unfortunately, Claire could not be here today as well, but she's the Clarenville Co-op, and we have Eldon here and Bob with the co-op. So thank you so much for participating in our model, and over the year, you know, hopefully we'll get a chance to look at all the information here, see whether we need to add in other information, we need to do other things to encourage the other businesses and stuff to come on board. So do you have any questions?
Okay, questions for Larry?
Or Leo?
Or me? Since you were good. Anyhow, one question from Clyde.
Well, there's 2 or 3 things that I just want to mention just to activate our thinking process. And one is sidewalks. The job that the co-op got done down there is really good. It's accommodating to all types of people, all ages of people. That's one thing. Our phone books, if they keep making the numbers smaller, it'd be just as well for them to keep them for me. Even with glasses, I got my problems. And the phone service. For this, press 1. For this, press, and you keep on going till you get up to 8 or 10. And I tell you, for somebody, sure, I don't care if he knows how old I am, but I'm 83.
There you go.
And if you're sitting there at 55 or 60, I can remember. I suppose I can remember when I was that age, but it's a whole lot different. So there is other things that needs to be looked at. And sidewalks is a big one with me. Sidewalks. Can you mention a facility or that has recently done construction? That's age-friendly stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
The Salvation Army down by Cabot.
Yeah.
They just recently put up a new building, and sure enough, in the last 2 or 3 days, in goes a sidewalk that's high. You know? Why didn't they do like the co-op done? I think when you get a contract, that should be not enforced in it, but put in as a reminder. You know, think about who you're going to be accommodating and that type of thing.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
I'm thinking that maybe this is a municipal issue, that maybe having an age-friendly lens attached to all building permits, possibly. But look, this is the launch, and we're hoping that after year 1, we will be the community with the most age-friendly businesses in town. This is an education process. It's got to start somewhere, and it's starting right here today. As Larry said earlier, you talked about young people and whatever. That's important. We need to attract young people to our town because they also bring in older adults. And I can tell you that older adults are going to be the new world order going forward, because guess what? There's going to be more of us. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Larry, for that presentation. I hope that everybody here has been that everybody's been enlightened as to what we're all about here and how we're going to move this initiative forward in next year. And hopefully, ministers, we can have you back again next year to give you a report card as to how this really worked. And I think the next thing on my agenda here is we're going to have you unveil our banner. So do you want to maybe both ministers?
Paul, you're supposed to be in on this, representing the mayor too. So I'm only, so you guys grab two ends there, I'm not gonna pull it up. I'll step on this. I think I'm tall enough to be able to get that to the top.
There we are, that's our banner.
Did you get everybody on both sides of it? There you go.
Okay.
Everybody look good, everybody look
Good.
this way.
Good.
Put on the button.
Super, thank you.
Perfect. This is what we're all about.
That is
You
cool.
see all of the nice pictures.
Good stuff.
That's good.
Excellent.
Well, this pretty much concludes the launch for the day. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you to ministers, and we've got Randy Sims is here. Who knows Randy Sims from Open Mind? Randy, welcome, Randy.
Good to be here, sir.
Yeah. Great stuff. So, this kind of concludes it. There is some refreshments at the back here, and I'm pleased to tell you that we have a lot of partners. Our Random Age Friendly Communities Board have a host of partners for all of our initiatives. The town of Clarenville has sponsored these refreshments this afternoon. No cost to us at all. So give them a hand. Thank you all for coming out, Lloyd and others. And feel free to grab yourself a coffee or